Welcome to the Tali Mark. My name is Tali, your very favorite name to hear and your very favorite name to say. And with me today, we are assigning the name of Maddy.
Hello.
Hello. Yes. And we also have an audience member. Maddy's Mans is here. Yeah, I don't know if you could hear that, but he said hello. And the topic today is size, a size kink, which I didn't know existed until Maddy told me that she wanted me to add it to the list so specifically so she could come on this podcast.
Yes,
so
that is true.
it's a very passionate. She's passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I looked it up because I didn't know what it was. And most of it is just like, as a woman, I like to feel really small. Like I'm petite and my man is really big and it's nice for him to throw me around. Is that the appeal?
That is the appeal to me. Yes,
Okay.
I do partially agree with that. Another thing that I like that's the aspect of it is just like having like a large dick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's like the thing that's my main thing.
Okay. So how do you like pursue that? Or is it just like you have sex as normal and if he happens to have a large dick, you're like, we're going to meet again?
I've actually never done anything like that. I've only had like 3 partners sexually.
Mm-hmm.
But for me personally, it's like I use like specific dildos because they just don't have men in that market.
Yes, that's understandable. So then it's not as much as body type as it is. It's specifically the genitalia.
Yes.
Wow.
That's for me specifically. I'm not sure if any other size queens agree with that.
I was not expecting that. We just thrown me for a whole loop.
Oh, really?
I definitely thought it was body type.
Oh, no.
Well, I
mean,
don't know then.
the other 2 partners, besides my current partner, they were on the larger side. They were taller and, like, I'm talking like maybe 5'11"-ish.
Mm-hmm.
My partner's not that much shorter, just FYI. I love him just the way he is. But
How cute, it's a romance podcast.
Yeah. No, but yeah, they were both on the heavy side, like not exceedingly heavy, right? But they were kind of on the heavier side. And yeah, it's all right. But like for me, I'm looking more for the genitalia.
I got you. So you want to feel fully fulfilled.
Oh, yes.
I see. Okay. So the word fit, yeah, that's a key word. I looked it up. I reddited it. And it was like, there was a lot of that, like, filling me entirely.
Exactly.
So then another thing that I found on Reddit was this girl that was like, my current partner has like a 7-inch dick and it just so happens that like I'm really petite, but he like fills me all the way. Like her canal, yeah, was like that. Do you know anything about that?
Yes. But me personally, I don't think I have a small canal. I think I have a pretty like deep in there kind of canal. Like I know in a previous episode, like you mentioned, like when it hits like the back of the cervix, like for me it's not uncomfortable, and I think that's just partially because I probably have like a deeper canal.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not uncomfortable for me, but yeah.
So your body has made you the way you are.
I think so.
Yeah. That's cool.
It was years in development, apparently.
I guess so. Okay, so let's talk about then, how did you know? What was your first experience is it like walking down the street that you're like, that man is bigger, he probably has X amount of girth or size?
Surprisingly, no, it was through porn.
Through porn, yeah.
Yeah. When I was young, I think I was around maybe 13 when I watched porn. For the first time, like I was very into the BDSM kind of porn. And some of them, you know, like how certain men have like just like pretty long schlongs.
Yeah, they do.
And that to me was kind of appealing, like rather than like I would assume like the smaller end of like the porn spectrum. But yeah, and then as I was growing older, I read a lot of fan fiction. Yeah. And of course with fan fiction, there's always going to be like some fantastical kind of aspect to it. And then that's where I kind of like reached my top tier kind of like requirements, which is like fantasy dildos that are huge. Got you.
So how many dildos do you currently own?
7, if I'm correct.
That's crazy. Are they like different colors?
Yes.
And are you like, I'm feeling purple tonight?
Yeah, it's good. Well, the thing is like they're different shapes too. So it's like, for me, it's a big texture thing. Like one of my favorite ones is like the length of my forearm and it's tiered. So like there's different tiers to it. So like, you know, you could feel the texture as it's like,
that's nice.
Another one, it's like girthier but smooth.
Okay.
Another one's like literally a tentacle.
You love that too.
Yeah.
So Is it hentai? That's hentai, right?
It was hentai, the tentacle part. But yeah, some of the fantasy aspects were through like certain porns, fan fictions. Definitely Reddit. That's actually how I came across that specific brand that I enjoy.
Oh, okay. I looked up, what did I look up on Reddit? It was a Halloween costume. I wanted to be a dominatrix.
Uh-huh.
So I was looking at like people that like actually made it with like good quality leather and whatever. But they were so expensive, so I backed out. But there's a lot of good resources on Reddit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's what I did. I encountered the community on Reddit because I think I was just kind of looking at size kinks for a while. And then that specific company, like one of the people who posted was using it. And I was like, now that looks interesting. Yeah. And so I looked it up. I looked at the post. Some people had asked, oh, what model is that? What company does it? And then I did my own research, and I was like, this website is fantastic.
What's the website?
Baddragon.com.
Interesting. For any of you that want to try. Mm-hmm. I'm not into, I don't, controversial take. I don't masturbate.
Oh, really?
Crazy, because I'm on this podcast, and yeah, it's bad. I recognize that that's not healthy, but I have like a mental block. And so I've never masturbated. I've only masturbated once. It wasn't like painful, but
it just wasn't your thing.
It felt icky in the mind. Mm-hmm. That's the best I can describe it.
I see.
And so I don't masturbate, so I'm not big on like dildos or toys. Mm-hmm. But if I was, then I would look at that. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then, I had a really good question. Oh yeah, so when this thing's like shipped to you, you live with your mom?
Yeah, I live with my family.
So like, how do you...
So luckily, Bad Dragon actually has a solution for it. They put like anonymous name and like from a different like it says like something like baking company, something like that, right? And I know for a fact my parents hadn't seen made it any suspicious like comments like, oh, what is that, or something like that. They just assume I just bought something else.
Okay.
My sister though, she thought it was her package coming from Amazon because it's a brown box, right? And so she opened it and she was brutally traumatized by it. Mm-hmm. And she was like, I can't even look at you the same anymore.
Is she younger or older?
Younger, 2 years.
And when was this?
I would say like maybe 3 years ago, but definitely pre-pandemic.
Okay, so how old was she?
Oh my God.
Or how old
20, I think.
Oh,
maybe 20.
Come on, girl.
No, yeah, 20.
Get that stick out your ass.
No, I think the thing was just like, that's my sister. I don't want to think about it like that.
So what? We've all looked at our mom's vibrators. Have you ever?
No, I actually have not.
Oh, I did. Maybe it's a single mom kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you're like, yeah. Anyway, actually, you want to know a horrible story that I'll share, because why not?
Okay.
It's horrible. It's bad. When I was young, as you know, I had sex for money. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But it also leaked into, before that, I would be texting and like nudes, and the idea was that I would get money, but we all I knew, and we, looking back at it, know, they're not actually gonna like wire you money or like send you money, right? And I didn't even have a bank account, so like it wasn't practical. I knew it at the time too, but it was fun, and it was nice to see like what men, I would say it's like the first time that I realized that people are actually like innately drawn towards certain kinky things, like weirder things. So this guy wanted me to record my mom in the shower.
Did he think that was possible though?
But I did it. I did it.
And your mom didn't suspect anything? She didn't notice a camera, no phone?
Nope.
Anything? Oh my gosh. You see, me personally, I would have been like, ew, like, like, what kind of creep?
I mean, sure, it was gross, but at the same time,
it's for money.
I don't even think that he said he was going to send me money. Honestly, I think it was just like, I don't really have any sort of allegiance to my mom. Mm-hmm. It's not like I don't like her. I like her. She's like a fine human being, but like...
You don't have that emotional connection?
Yeah. I don't feel like she's my family, so I can't know about her as a sexual being. Like, everybody is a sexual being. Mm-hmm. And I recognize that. Mm-hmm. Now, where the problem is that I did not have consent to film that or send it. And that is what I feel bad about. But about, like, the taboo thing of, like, the daughter sees the mother naked or, like, recognizes that her naked body can be attractive to somebody else, I don't feel bad about that. I feel bad about the consent part of it.
No, but that's also reasonable. Like, especially since you're not as emotionally, like, connected, like you say. But, like, you see things more like, oh, that's just another physical person who has, like, sexual desires, you know?
But also, okay, here's the tea. Also, on that same note, when I was older, probably like 17, I was at school one day, and I opened my laptop, and I type in, I was going to, I think our like, online whatever was called Power School. So I type in P, type in O, and Pornhub is, like, on the top of the list, right? But normally all I have to do is type in P-O, and then I press enter, because it automatically goes to Power School.
Yeah.
This time I pressed P-O and pressed enter, and Pornhub started to load, so I slammed my computer shut. And I was like, what is going on? Like, I watched a lot of porn. Even though I didn't masturbate, it was like school. It's like online school for me. But I always did it on a private browser, so I was like, what is different this time? So then I privately opened it up, and it was a video that I've never seen before, and you want to know what it was?
What was? What was it?
I feel bad for my mother. However...
Is it like MILF porn?
I'm going to say it anyway. Yeah, it wasn't MILF porn. It was mother teaches daughter how to masturbate.
Oh my God, I have seen those videos. I haven't, like, not like I watched them, but I have seen those come up, like, obviously, like, on the main page. And I'm just like, okay. And then I just move on, like, you know.
But do you know who looked that up then?
Who?
It would have had to be my mom. Because we have the same Apple ID.
No.
Yeah.
Now that's
so
horrible.
I kept that a secret. Well, no, I didn't keep it a secret. Of course, I told my best friend. I told, like, other friends, right? And I was like, now I have this. This is leverage. Because I was also at a point, I was a really bad teenager. Obviously, I was having sex for money. But my mom would, like, take away my phone many times. She would, like, punish because she could and whatever. Teenage things. So then now I have leverage. So the next time she was yelling at me, I kept it. I was so happy with it. I kept it for probably like 3 days. But like I said, I was really bad, so I got in trouble often. Yeah. So at like the third day, she got me in trouble for something. But the whole time that we were like arguing, it was like, I know. I'm waiting to drop this bomb on you. And you will drop whatever you're going to get mad at me for. Because I have such a perfect conversation ender. And so I don't remember, but it got to a point that I was like, also, just so you know, our web history links together. So anything you look up, I can see. And then she was like, what do you mean? She was like, still mad. She didn't get it. And I was like I was trying to go on to Power School the other day, and I typed in P and O, and something popped up. And all I'm trying to say is I don't judge you for what you look up. But whatever you look up is on my computer. And then she was like, oh, I don't even know what you're talking. She was like stuttering. She knew. And I was like, okay. And then I walked away. No punishment that day. That's a good day.
Did you ever drop it again?
No. You can only use things like that once. Anyway, that was a side tangent, but I felt like it needed to be shared.
I understand.
Back to kink. I mean, size kink. When was the first time that you felt like fully, other than a dildo, when did you actualize your desires?
With my current partner, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it was just like something more intimate. And it's like a feeling that I never had beforehand. Also, he was kind of larger. So. Okay.
Like how much? You want to say it?
Like, do you want me to give you the exact measurement?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you comfortable with it? He said he's about 6. Right. Honestly, he feels like 7.
Okay. So we'll go with 7. And wait, have you measured? Because you held up the number 6 right now. So you've measured with like a ruler. Yeah. Okay,
flaccid or hard or like erect?
Yeah.
Both.
6 inches hard. Not flaccid, because that's not important. But
yeah, nobody cares about flaccid.
No. But yes, fully erect 6 inches.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just like probably the motion of the ocean then.
But then. So then, when you're holding it at its base, how much does it peek out? This is how the women that don't have men that are next to us to be like, I've measured and this is it. This is how we measure it. When you hold it at its base, how much does it peek out?
Quite a bit. It's like definitely past the head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So probably like 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you want to hear something crazy though?
Yeah.
My first time, the guy, I don't want to say his name or like any descriptions. But I'm just going to say his size was the same as a Chili's salt shaker.
Chili's salt shaker. I don't go to Chili's. Are you gonna make me look it up?
It's just like a normal salt shaker at any restaurant.
Oh, he's small.
Oh, small. Yeah.
He's teeny.
Yes.
We don't discriminate against teenies, but okay.
But yeah, like we had mutually agreed that this would be my first time. Like, you know, like, and he was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And then I go to his house, and you know, like we're kissing, and then like he takes my hand, he kind of like, you know, puts it down there, and then I'm like, where's the rest? I didn't tell him, but I was like, oh, right, like I said like, oh, and he's like, yeah, not that big.
Oh,
you know, it's bad when the guy admits it.
You know what's really, I've had that too. I was going just recently during the open relationship period, so this was like a year ago. I was texting this guy, whatever, we were like talking about it. He was recently divorced. I was really vibing on that because that's like perfect. He was like probably in his 40s, late 40s.
Because he liked the salt.
No, actually he was in his 50s. Anyway, so we were talking, and then he was like, do you have perky tits? I hate that word, tits. I hate it.
Oh, I thought you meant perky.
Yeah. And then I was like, then I looked at Jordan and I was like, do I? And then she's like, no, they're saggy. And I was like, okay. Everybody thinks that just because I never wear a bra, they sag. They don't really sag. Like, there's saggier tits to be had. Anyway, so I was like, Jordan says no. That's literally what I said. And he was like, okay, does size matter to you? And I was like, that's a weird question to text right before.
That's a red flag.
Yeah.
Especially for your size queen.
Yes. And I was like, no. But that was so weird. It was so weird. And I was like, great, he definitely has a tiny dick. He doesn't, I mean, yeah, it was. It was like 4 inches. But, you know, that's like, fine.
Yeah, but I think like my first guy, dead ass, was like 2. Because when I held it, it was beneath my hand. Like beneath like the top of like my fist. It was definitely in the public.
I've also seen that too. Like, it's sad.
Yeah, it was sad. But it wasn't bad, you know. It's just because like I feel like men who are on the smaller side, they have to kind of compensate for everything else. And yeah, I think my first vibrator was actually from him. Like he's like, oh, I have a gift for you, and then like he pulls out like a pink vibrator, and I mean,
couldn't he have just given really good head?
He did actually.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So he compensated.
But you know, this was my first time, so maybe I'm a little bit biased.
Well, did you come?
Yes.
Then it was good head. There ain't no need to judge. Tiny pee-pee. Okay, so
pee-pee energy. No,
yeah.
You know, like there's like that stereotype that like the guys who drive like the loud ass cars have the small pee-pee. It was correct.
Well, I know a guy that had it was the guy that we talked about in the threesomes episode, Alan, and he had a really loud car. He like purposely modded it to be as such, and he was 9 inches, as you remember. So I don't know if it always checks out.
Yeah, but like my first guy definitely checked out. You know, he bought his sports car, and a month later, I kid you not, a month later, he crashed into it. He like crashed it into like a pole or something, like a Costco.
God, that's so embarrassing.
Yeah, and then he was telling us, like, me and my friends at the time, he's no longer a friend, just to like associate because he's a narcissist. But he was like saying like, I just wanted to sit in there and like die in the flames, you know. And then he was like, but then like, you know, my survival instincts came in. And
Shut up, bro.
Exactly.
Shut up.
I was like, what a pretentious ass motherfucker. And I hate to say it, but it's kind of like the film major vibe.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know
I am
exactly.
a film major. Yes, I understand. That's the main reason why I never want to go back to school. Is yeah. I don't even want to talk about that. I want to talk about. I'll tell my story.
Okay.
Here's what I thought you were going to say about size kink. I thought you were going to just say any body differential. So, like, I'm pretty... I wouldn't say... I would say chubby, but other people would be like, no. So, I'm just going to say average sized.
Yeah.
So that nobody... Okay, thanks. So then...
You're not chubby. Yeah.
I mean, I grew up chubby, so, like, that's the picture I'll always have of myself.
No.
It's okay. Whatever. Trauma. And so I'm average sized, but one time in high school, I had this guy. His name is Connor. As you know, I don't like to have sex with people my age, even at that age. So it was uncharacteristic. But what is on brand for me is that he had a girlfriend. he had a girlfriend, and we all three went to school together, and he was flirting with me, and he smoked cigarettes, which was irregular because I went to a private Christian high school. Mm-hmm. And so we bonded over, like, he would ask me for some of my cigarettes, and I would give it to him because, got the cigarettes for having sex. So I, like, had a regular income of cigarettes. So we would talk about that, and then he was flirting with me, and basically I decided that it'd be really cool if I fucked him, and then went around school, and, like, it's a school of, in total, from freshman to senior, only 200 students at most. So, like, just walking down from one class to another, I would see her walking. And so I thought it'd be really, like, I don't know, I just thought it would be very taboo and very fun to cross it off the list of, like, I'm a homewrecker. Oh. But, like, I didn't want her to find out, but I still just thought it was...
Did she find out?
No, she never did. But anyway, Connor is tall, probably, like, 6'3", maybe. Mm-hmm. And I'm 5'8". And he's skinny, very skinny. He was a basketball player, but, like, he didn't have the muscle. He was just, like, lengthy. And so first I tried to give him head, and he didn't come, but I don't blame him because his, like, mom called him in the middle of it, and, like,
yeah, that's a mood.
We were in my car in the back seat, and he's, like, too long to fit, so, like, it was in the middle, it was at halftime during a football game, so, like, I give him whatever. He didn't come. I still am a little bit upset because I consider myself to be the best head giver around. However, whatever. He also had a very large dick. It was, like, probably also 9 inches. 8 or 9. I would go with 8. We'll be nice. We'll be more accurate. I think it was 8. Mm-hmm. And, but then I wanted to seal the deal. I had started having sex after that with a different guy. And so once I cracked open the can of No Longer a Virgin, it was like all bars are gone.
It was like free game.
Yeah. So then I was like, you want to fuck? And then he was like, sure. So I went over to his house, and then we fucked. It was not good. It lasted probably the longest sex that I've ever had, but it was not enjoyable. Like, it was one round. So he never came again. He did it to me again. Again, he did that. Does he even understand the effort that it has to go through to give head for, like, 20 minutes straight? Mm-hmm. That's a lot of effort. My jaw starts to... Yeah, there's just a lot of effort.
Yeah, I can't do it for a long period either.
Like, I stuck through it, but, like, god damn. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I tried all the motherfucking tricks, except for sticking a finger up there, because I've never tried that. I've never needed to. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want that to be my first time, because, like, I see him every day at school,
Yeah, that would be awkward.
Yeah, exactly. Come to find out later, he was actually bi, so maybe he would have...
He might have enjoyed it.
Yeah. Anyway. So we have sex for probably 45 minutes to an hour of just, like, switching. Round? It just, yeah. He never came. I obviously never came. Switching from, like, doggy style to me riding him. But I rode him for, like, a long time. He was a horrible kisser. Like, the tongue was everywhere. He didn't bite at all. It was like, how much saliva and lips can I take? Mm-hmm. It's not enjoyable, bruh. Like, it's not. And so, point is, he never came. His mom was going to come home soon, so then I had to stop the sex, and I left, and I called my best friend Jade, and I was like, bruh, this is the worst ever. Mm-hmm. The worst experience of my life. Like,
Jade was the one who hid in your closet, right?
Jade was the one that hid in my closet. Jade and I with Connor were... Is it the term Eskimo sisters? When you sleep with the same guy?
I'm not sure, honestly.
There's a term. I think it's a kink where you sleep with the same guy. But we used Connor for that. And Jade also had sex with him. And I don't remember if he came or not.
He might just have, like, a issue then. If he...
I don't know if he was, like, trying to be like, oh, I will last long because, like, that's what porn tells me or whatever. But... He didn't come.
But don't, like, the guys in porn have, like, the rods in them to physically stay hard?
Oh, is that true?
Yeah, I heard that they have, like, the sound rods. Oh. So that way they look like they're just hard all the time. I think that was, like, a porn star. Like, he was in an interview, and he mentioned that a lot of porn stars, like, the men, actually use that. But, that would actually make a lot of sense. Because, it's like, for example, like, a 45-minute, hour-long video, right? like, he cannot stay hard that long, especially after ejaculating, you know?
Oh.
So I think that kind of makes sense.
I just thought they cut. They jizzed, and then they took like a 5-10 minute like make out session, then they went back to it because they were hard again.
Mm-hmm. I think that might be good. That might be true for some, but I'm not sure if that's like a majority. But I do know that he specifically, like the porn star, mentioned that was a thing.
Wow. So he's just fucking in there with the sounding rod in his dick?
Yeah, he said it's not comfortable, but you know, it's like with porn, it's acting, you know? So he asked for the paycheck.
That hurts. I don't even have a dick and that hurts.
I know, that seemed like, I'm like, what if your dick breaks? What if something happens with the rod?
The rod is not flexible. It
Exactly.
is a metal rod.
Mm-hmm.
And you're all up in there doing yada yada, and the girl is giving head, and there's a metal rod in there? That's wild. That's wild. I can't believe this. I'm going to have to look up that interview.
Yeah. I can't even, for the life of me, I can't remember, but it was like definitely several years ago.
Holy shit. Anyway.
I'm giving out their secrets, apparently.
I guess so. Wow. The point of my whole story, the main takeaway that I had from that whole experience was, number one, the girl later requested to add me as a friend on Instagram. And it was a whole big thing between me and Jade. And I was like, oh my God, she fucking knows. And then Jade was like, no, maybe she like... No, Jade was actually on the side of like, no, she knows. She fucking knows. But do it anyway. She was all for the chaos. And I was like, no, oh my God.
She's
like, I'm already so close to getting kicked out of this Christian school. Like, I can't afford for her to snitch or whatever. I don't actually think she knew at the end of the day. When I reflect, I think she just thought I was cool. He probably was like talking about me because we did hang out kind of frequently. Okay. And she probably wanted to be friends.
But since she was his girlfriend and you were hanging out frequently, she didn't like hang out with you guys together? Or
so no? I later found out she's actually quite kinky.
Oh.
She like after high school, I think she started getting into BDSM. Mm-hmm. So maybe she did know and she didn't mind and she wanted to like, she had other ideas. I don't know. It's a whole big mystery. Mm-hmm. I think I found out she was having sex for money. I don't know. It's Fresno. So literally any possibility is a possibility.
It's like no bars, like, at all.
Yeah. It's either you're a Christian. There's so many possibilities. But for the next, I would say, week, and I was an athlete, and this was during like winter. So I was in basketball, and then right after basketball, I went to softball.
Oh, I love softball. I was in softball too.
Yeah. For the next week after I fucked this man, I had the worst bruises on each of my inner thighs from his hip bones from riding him. Mm-hmm. And that is what I remember about the size kink, because he was so skinny and so lengthy, and there was just the bones were constant, and I was just bouncing up and down on that constant bones. It hurt so bad.
You see, for me, when I ride, it's not like bouncing, it's more like
grinding. But still. But then I'm grinding into bone, back and forth on bones. Like, I think yes. I think I did both. Because at this point, if you're 45 minutes in and the man hasn't jizzed yet, you're going to try every damn thing that you know of to get that man to just stop. It wasn't enjoyable. It was, like, silent. I tried everything. I tried going for the porn moans all the way down to, like, a very toned down. I didn't know what he liked. And he kept on saying that he liked it. And he kept on saying that he liked, like, the way my ass looked, whatever. I don't care. I don't care about anything you're saying unless it's leading you to jizz. So that was the worst sexual experience I've ever had. And I lost my virginity without giving consent. So put that into the equation there.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry. That's really unfortunate.
That's fine. The main takeaway, it's not time to be pity cornered. The main takeaway is, how bad was that one experience with him to make that my worst sexual experience?
That's also like my thoughts too. I was like, God damn, like I think there's genuinely something wrong. Like, you know, for him to not be able to ejaculate.
I think he might be. Lots of people at the Christian school were queer, but they couldn't express that. Anybody that was like gay the school would find a different way to kick them out of that school. Mm-hmm. So I think there was a lot of judgment, and so maybe when he said he was bi, he was actually a bit more gay. And
but even then, if he was, like, he wouldn't have agreed to have sex with you then, because if you know, like, if
I
that
think
was
he
his
would have.
orientation.
I think you underestimate the degree to which, I don't know, it was kind of like if you're a Christian, you're on this path to popularity at the school. If you're not a Christian, then you must conform to the way everybody else that is not a Christian is at this school. And so there wasn't really a path for you to be like, I was kind of, I don't want to say like the head of the non-Christian movement, but everybody knew that I wasn't Christian. I was unapologetic about it.
Yeah.
And like anybody that was like, I don't think the faith's for me, would normally come up and talk to me. It was quite weird. Like, but whatever. So I could see him wanting my approval. And also to this day, he's now a Trump supporter.
Ew.
And he's very, very Christian.
Oh, don't know.
And he's like homophobic as well. And so I think that even to this day, he might still be struggling with that kind of, yeah.
That is extremely, like pick a struggle, bro.
Yeah. So either he is probably gay and he's trying to hide it very, very badly, and I feel bad for him, or he wanted to fit in with the non-Christian people and said he was bi, even though
he might not have
been. Either way,
That's
I fucked that man for 45 minutes and he never came.
Oh my God. You're like, I don't know. Me personally, I couldn't picture myself doing it that long and it not leading to anything. Like the first guy I mentioned that I lost my virginity to, he was like, his rounds weren't long, but he did multiple rounds.
Love that.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, you know, he kind of compensated for everything, you know. So that's it. My second partner, he did no more than 2 for sure. And it wasn't very long either because he had roommates and like...
How big was he?
Like 5, I would say.
Okay, average.
Yeah, like average. Like that's actually my nickname for him, average.
Yeah.
Not based on that, but just also personality, everything. Like he was like a sound producer, so you know, he's like
film again.
Like I didn't know at the time. I met him on Hinge.
Oh, I see.
And it was only because my friends from high school were like, hey, we met our partners on Hinge. Well, guess who's not in relationships with the Hinge partners anymore?
Yep, all of them. Yep.
Myself included. It's like, I'm lucky I met my mans at work.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's ask some provocative questions.
Okay.
First of all, you can squirt.
Yes.
So why don't you just tell everybody how you discovered that?
I actually was determined to find out the source. So, like I said, I watched a lot of porn, especially since I was young, right? I think I saw like squirting in like the title of a video, and I was like, oh, what's that? And then it was like a compilation. So I saw it and I was like, whoa, that looks interesting, right? So me being young, I just typed into the Pornhub search like how to squirt.
Yeah.
And there's this one girl, I remember I was looking for like months, like this year, to try to find that video that I saw. And my partner found it.
Oh, you did? Because
Yeah,
I
he
remember
actually found
talking
it.
to you a while ago and you were like, I can't find it. Like, I cannot.
Yeah,
It
so,
was
but
a
now
lot
I have it.
scrolling.
Oh, I see.
It was like, what was it, like page 5 on Pornhub or something?
Yeah, but it's
page
an
5 on
old
Pornhub.
video.
Okay.
It's like from 2010-ish, 12, like between that time frame. So, like, you know, there's like newer videos like I have to comb through. Yeah, it was a mess. But yeah, it was her video specifically. She mentioned like you know, like let the girl get comfortable first. Like she was giving actual advice. Let her get comfortable with her body. You know, like you're gonna reach like a certain spot. It feels like a certain spot. It's like different from the rest of the canal, right? And then she's like goes ahead and like, you know, she goes into detail. And then I was like, I can do that. And it took me like maybe a week to like practice. And yeah, I was doing it
How many times did you masturbate during that week?
every day.
Just once a day?
Like maybe twice a day at night.
Wow. And you finally got it?
Yeah. And so now I can do it on command, basically.
Wow. What comes out?
It's definitely a clear fluid. It's not urine. I know that for a fact. Because I laid like a white towel down and there's no urine color.
Okay.
So obviously it's not urine.
It's just this concentrated, liquefied discharge.
I believe so, because I've done like I don't want to say like science experiments. I've tested it, like I drink like water, and then I flush it out like maybe half an hour before, so there's like no water in the system at all, right? And I still can do it multiple times. I can still command, right? So it's definitely not urine because I've emptied my bladder, right? So it has to be something.
But it feels like you're gonna pee before you do it.
I think now that I'm so used to it, it feels like a different sensation, but definitely at the beginning it kind of did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's what I keep hearing.
Yeah.
Not that I talk about it that frequently, but also it wouldn't be weird if I did. So, squirting, are you proud of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be proud of that too. That's impressive.
It's impressed all of my partners, actually.
Yeah. So all 3 of them have experienced said squirt.
Yes. And they had never seen it in person before, like with any other previous partners. And then my current one, I believe he said his ex-partner like claimed she could. And then once he was with me, he's like, oh yeah, she definitely didn't do that.
I see.
Like he's over there like, no.
No. Disproved immediately.
May or may not have lied about it, but whatever.
What are
I'm
you going to
just
do?
built different, apparently.
Love that. The vaginal canal and the squirting. You're just a medical miracle. Sexual miracle.
Yes.
So you could squirt. What else do people want to know about the squirts? I feel like they're going to listen to this and they're going to really be like, why didn't you ask this? Not that anybody ever gives me feedback. But if they did.
Do you want to hear about my first experience squirting with my current partner?
Yes.
He's over there. So at the time we were just like fairly new to like dating. Like we were probably like, it was like less than a month, right? Around
Like
this.
a month or 2.
Yeah, it was like a month, like definitely under 2 months, right? And so, we were horny. We wanted to like do something after work. And so we drove into like this really dark neighborhood. There were like no street lights, kind of dark.
Okay.
Right? And so, like we were like doing stuff in the trunk, in like the back seat of his car, not the trunk, because that's like serial killer vibes. But,
Okay.
So we
I've had sex in the trunk, but anyway.
And so I told him, I was like, oh, like I had told him prior, right? And he was like, told me like, oh, I kind of want to see it. And I was like, bet.
Yeah.
And so I did. And so he was like on one end of the trunk, the back seat, and I was on the other because, leg room, right? And so when I did it, it actually sprayed him and the car interior and the window.
So wait. Okay, so did you have to masturbate to get to that point?
It took like 5 seconds.
But he didn't make that happen. You had to show him.
Yeah, I had to show him.
And then ever since then, you've had to like train him. And okay.
You have a vibrator.
In the car?
Oh yeah.
You just keep just a mobile vibrator with you at all times?
We had just bought it at the sex shop. Like
We bought it the same day.
Yeah.
It
I
was
see.
like earlier that afternoon, and then when we were in the back of my car, it was like, I don't know, 7 at night, 8.
Okay.
Yeah. So that definitely sped it up, right?
Yeah.
I would say vibrators make it happen faster, but for me, I can just manually do it.
Yeah.
Like manually as if I'm a car.
So do you have to like go in there? Yeah.
Yeah, so I would like go in and then like, just hit a certain spot, right?
Yeah.
And then within like 5 seconds I could do it. It's because I've been doing it like, okay, so in high school I basically did it every night.
Yeah.
So because of like, that whole experience, like, that's kind of what trained my body to do it.
Of course, naturally. You also, because we've talked about this before, said that it's a better orgasm for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's like one of the things where I can feel release, like in a physical matter, as well as like, like feeling wise, right? So it's like I can feel it like, it's like a euphoric feeling, right? And then like, it kind of is like physical proof of that euphoric feeling.
Love that. Satisfaction.
Yes.
I talked about that. I had a deleted episode. We're going to call it a vaulted episode because it didn't record properly, of blood play. And I talked about the physical, where you could see the results of what you were just working towards. It was with, because I bit for my blood play. So it was like the physical representation of pain in blood. And it was like really satisfying. So I'd imagine it's like the same thing.
Yeah.
But the pleasure version.
Yes, it's definitely not like as like intended towards like to inflict pain, but it's like that that pain also has that euphoric feeling to it, so it's not just like straight up torture.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I feel like I would really like torture. You know what I really liked? When I got my nose pierced, it kind of hurt, but it was like
a good pain.
Euphoric. It was sexual, but I kept that to myself. It could possibly be classified as a little bit perverted that I thought that. But whatever, because I'm on a sex podcast. What?
Was the piercer cute?
No, it was a girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was literally just like reliving the pain. Like 10 minutes later after I had left, I was like, that's a nice pain. And I've thought about it probably 10 times since then. And I got it when I was 18. I'm 24 now. 10, so not that often. But sometimes I relive that little pain. I'm like, maybe I should get my other side of my nose pierced and then let it close. And I could just continually do that.
Ooh.
But then I'm like, there's so many better ways. Like, why not just get like a shock collar or something?
Yeah, for me, I do like a little bit of pain. I do like pinching, right? But it's more like I like being tossed around, like how you said earlier with the Cyrus kink. Like, I definitely like being manhandled, but I also like being dominant. So it's kind of like that weird thing where it's like I'll flip a switch.
Yeah, back and forth. That's nice.
Yes.
What's the best... Sorry, I burped. Sorry, everybody, I burped. What's the best orgasm you think you've ever had with a partner?
With a partner.
Wait. I guess we'll do... What's the best orgasm you ever had? Period.
Let me think. Because I've had a lot with my partner, that's for sure, right? But I guess, like, overall, like, in general, I'll pick between the two. One was with the partner and one was, like, with that bad dragon.
Yep. I thought so.
So the specific bad dragon I have, it's the model name is Nova, right? So it's tiered, and at the bottom there's this big bulge. And I had the medium size, and how bad dragon works is like the small is normal, it's like 6 inches, and then it just gets progressively bigger, right? So the medium size is about the size of this microphone.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I hit the bottom of the base, and it was like,
damn.
Yeah,
she went deep in there. Okay,
that's what I mean. Like, I think my canal is just some pretty deep in there. So yeah, like once it was like that euphoric feeling. Like once I got over that bulge and hit the bottom, I was just like, oh my god, I did it. Like, it was like accomplishment, but also like, it just felt really good. Yeah. So that was definitely one of them, and then the next was with my partner. Like, I like being tossed around and things like that, and he like did it well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, do you practice dom submissive or not really? Is it like unspoken or spoken?
It's kind of unspoken. Like, we just kind of mutually agree. Like, both of us are, I would say, switchy. Okay. So
it's kind of spur of the moment.
Yeah, it's spur of the moment for sure.
It's kind of whatever happens.
Yeah. Like, sometimes I'll be like, lay down, I want to ride you, right?
Okay, yeah.
Or sometimes he'll be like, get on your back, like, it's like that. It's like.
But after you start making out, it's not like it hasn't leaked into your non-sexual life.
No.
Okay.
Not that I would think of. No, right.
Because like some people, like with Shelly with Praise, which that episode was also lost, so nobody will ever hear it. No. But I know it was a really good one too. She was basically talking like Praise leaks out of the bedroom, and Brent said that too. But it was like, if she were out with friends at a bar and the guy was like, be a good girl and go get me a drink, that would be like hot. But that's not really, you weren't expecting for that to be sexual, like that scenario, that situation. So I feel like the same thing happens with dom and submissive, where you're like, you can add certain things in your daily life when you're you're not in your house. Let's say you're in a public place and you're not really expecting to get sexual at all. And then they say one thing that's like reminding you that I am the dominant to make it sexual. That doesn't happen with you.
No, I think it's just for us, like outside of the bedroom, we're very affectionate and like kind of lovey-dovey. So, but like sometimes I'll be like we'll look at something like sexual and we'll be like, and like it's us.
Yeah. Okay.
So for us, no, not so really.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm not really big into like, I know, me either. I couldn't even finish that sentence because I didn't know how to put it into words. But me and Jordan either. If you look at me and Jordan, you never would think that we're in a relationship. because we never touch.
I mean, well, I know that you guys were, and then, but I know, like, just like to any random person, you guys just might look like you're just hanging around. Like me, what? Just hanging around.
We're like, yeah, best friends, best buds, roommates.
Mm-hmm.
Winky,
And
wink.
they were roommates.
Do you feel like, because I definitely do, I take pride in it, but I don't tell a lot of people because it creeps the boys out.
Uh-huh.
Do you feel like you can look at a guy and judge his dick size? Because I feel like I'm really good at it.
I think I can, especially if they're like wearing sweats or like kind of like, I wouldn't say like, I guess certain types of pants is kind of obvious.
But even like just looking at the guy.
I honestly have not been with too many men to like confirm, but like, yeah, I do have like a general idea. Whether it's true or not sure.
Like, what do you think? Give me a male celebrity.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
That man packing. I have to believe it. I need to believe it. He is.
I don't think he is. Like, realistic. You have to be realistic, right? Mm-hmm. Most men are around the 5'6" range. Mm-hmm. And then you have, like, the 4s and the 3s. I'm going with, he's like, first of all, he keeps his pubes nice. Mm-hmm. That's important. Just, it's not shaved bare. Definitely not bare. Mm-hmm. It's not like...
It's trimmed.
I wouldn't say trimmed even, because trimmed is like, they just have, like, an 1/8 of an inch of hair. Mm-hmm. I would say he has, like, a good... 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch of hair.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going with he's girthy, number 1.
I would believe so too. I would believe it. Because he's thick. Like
his like thighs are pretty thick. Mm-hmm. So I'm going with girthy, and I'm going with a girthy 6.
I'm like,
unfortunately,
I'm kind of like at a girthy 7.5.
That's because you prefer larger dicks.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I'm kind of biased. Okay?
Yeah.
But, you know, I would hope so. Because I remember, like, a couple years ago, like, when he was, like, doing, like, promotions for, like, the Superman movie. Mm-hmm. He went on BuzzFeed, and, like, he was answering thirsty tweets. Mm-hmm. And then, like, one of the tweets was, like, I know he just has a big dick. I'm like 99.999% sure, right? Mm-hmm. And then he responded with like, why the 1%? And no comment. And I was like, I think he just kind of confirmed.
I know, but they could be so cocky about it.
Mm-hmm. But so he's hot, so I kind of don't blame him.
I know, but what if they're cocky and it doesn't pan out?
Then that would be disappointing.
Yeah. And he's like in front of millions of people on a recorded interview.
I'm like, has to be somebody who knows, but probably signed an NDA.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you know, it would be leaked. Like, remember when Chris Evans' dick got leaked?
No.
He did.
How big was it? Chris Evans, wait. Wait, don't tell me. I'm going to guess it, and then we're going to live confirm. Okay, let me look it up really quick.
Yeah, that was years ago, I think. But I remember Twitter was like, let's defend him, and, like, posted random shit in the tags.
Oh, this little guy ain't working with much. Hold on.
Says that about Captain America.
This dude is not working with much. First of all, he's a pretty boy. Cares too much about his teeth and his beard.
Never actually seen the picture before,
though. The picture?
Yeah.
I need to see him standing. Can I get a full body picture?
But I've never seen the picture before.
Yeah, because people were shit posting in the tags.
There it is.
Like, we need to protect his honor. I'm like, okay.
Okay, I'm going to go with, like, oh my God. I don't really think he's that attractive. Obviously, I'd fuck him, but I don't think he's that attractive.
I mean, between him and Henry Cavill, there's a clear winner.
I would take both at that point. At that point, I'd let him put it in my booty hole.
It's like, me, Henry Cavill all the way, you know, but, like.
Just the notoriety of, like, I had 2 superheroes up in this body.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Okay, I'm going to go with, like, 4.5 to 5. Pink. The color matters.
Yeah. I mean, he's also white, so, you know, like, I feel like most white people kind of have, like, a pinky.
Yeah.
Kind of
but, like, there's a difference between Henry Cavill, not pink.
No.
He's got some tan. He's got some, like, freckles or some shit on there. I don't know. But he's got some color. It's not pink. Mm-hmm. Chris Evans, yeah, he's giving me a 4.5, 5 kind of vibe.
Okay, now look up the nude.
Okay.
It's been a long time. I can't even remember, so I would have to see it again to like.
Chris Evans, what did I just put? Nude?
I guess
It's confirmed that is him?
Mm-hmm. And it's like, once again, like somebody slept with him, got like, he like sent a nude, and then person leaked it.
Okay, view it. Bro, that's literally...
Or it was either that or he accidentally posted it. One of those two.
I just want to see it. Oh my god.
I remember on Twitter, it was a big thing. But some people, obviously they reposted the shit out of it. So between all the shit posts, it came up.
I think you might need to find it for me because I'm not good at this. Because I'm just on Google Images.
Oh, it's not going to be on Google Images. You got to do Reddit.
Reddit? I just downloaded the app today when I was looking up stuff for this podcast.
Welcome to Reddit.
Welcome to Reddit.
Okay, you're going to have to find it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's think. While you find that, I'm just going to talk. I'm just going to give penis predictions.
Okay.
Let's think of somebody controversial. Let's think of my celebrity crush. First of all, no. Donald J. Trump has got to have a tiny pee-pee. I'm going with... Especially men with the beer bellies have it shortest always.
Yeah.
Except for like the bear kinds. So I'm going with Donald Trump has like a 3-inch, 4-inch dick. It's no good. He don't be trimming his shit either because he's too powerful for that. Why would he go lift his belly just to trim under there?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, same argument, but also, like, just because he's older.
Yeah.
He's 70, right?
Yeah, so he's not going to go through, like, the trouble of it.
Does he have to take, what's it called? You know what I'm talking about? Viagra. Does he have to take Viagra? What's our consensus?
Probably.
Okay, we're going with yes.
Probably not going to do much.
Okay.
Let's be honest.
I found it.
Okay, let me see. Wait, tell me, am I right or am I wrong?
Well, it's kind of cut off, if I'm being honest. Actually, no. You might be right. It's girthy. That's what it is. Hold on.
Let me see this.
But like, we're gonna protect Chris Evans. I don't want to get sued.
Ew. I hate this one.
I told you it's girthy. Hold on, you gotta show
Let
me
me describe it. Okay.
Am I going to be the final judge?
Yeah, be the judge. What do you think?
It's the kind. Let me come back. Let me describe it to you visually,
One bisexual
viewers.
man to comment.
Wait, I'm describing it auditorily.
Oh,
You
yeah.
go first?
It's the kind that is thick, that has like a distinguishable break right before the head, but the head is smaller than the rest of the dick, which I hate.
Oh, so
The
it's like
head has to be larger than the rest of the dick for me.
It used to look like a mushroom.
Yes. His does not look like a mushroom. His looks gross. And it looks like he has no sensitivity on his tip because it's so wildly exposed.
Mm-hmm.
That's also, it just means more work for me. These are the things I observe when I look at a dick.
Yeah.
But you can't see the girth. I mean, you can't see the length. You can only see the girth.
I don't know. The shaft is nice, but the head looks pretty strange. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, the head, because it doesn't have the mushroom effect.
Yeah,
The
it
shaft
looks
is
odd.
okay. The head has some issues.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's an oddly shaped head, I will admit.
It's pretty strange.
But also, bro, you're Chris Evans, my guy. Like, you don't need to be you send nudes to somebody when you cannot be with them physically.
Yeah.
There's no reason why you can't be getting some lady to be up in your bed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't need to be sending that.
No, my thing is, like, how do you accidentally post or leak a nude onto Twitter? How does that happen?
It's probably because nobody that's a celebrity handles their own accounts, so they don't even know what the buttons on their motherfucking phone do.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, wait, so then how does the person who runs his account have the dick pic then?
No, like, it's probably on his phone so he can, like, respond to things if he wants to.
Oh, okay, I see.
You forgot to hide it or something?
I don't know. We'll never know. But you know what's probably confirmed? He's probably not very proud of that picture, and he probably didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah.
That's confirmed. I think we're all...
He was probably, like, like, ashamed,
Yeah.
or embarrassed.
Maybe he was jizzing and he accidentally, like, shared to Twitter.
And the picture's in black and white.
That is true.
Can't
That
be
is
fake.
odd. That it is in black and white.
The black and white doesn't do it for me.
Mm-mm. And you see the color.
It's
Did
not
he
me.
claim it was hacked? His phone was hacked or whatever?
I don't think anyone ever came forward, but then again, I wasn't really following that scandal. You know, it was like I was on Twitter one day and I was like, Chris Evans like leaked nude, and I was like, what? And then I looked, and I was like, oh, okay, moving on. But that's just like me in general. Like it's the ADHD in me. Like, okay, moving on.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have anything else to share. You shared your best time. No, you didn't share your best orgasm with a man.
Oh no, I just had like best orgasm overall, which is both with a man and, you know, like it's like tie and tie. So with man, it's my current partner.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually very good at like, you know, like keeping me satisfied. He's like very attentive, which is something that I appreciate, you know, like also being like a woman, you know, like, you know, you always hate it when the guy just like kind of like one and done, and he's like, okay, I'm good. He's like, did you come?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's always like,
No, we don't do that.
yeah, no. It's kind of obvious to me because I'm a squirter.
And are you also loud?
No,
You're not loud?
no,
That's shocking to me.
really.
I definitely
well, I
imagine.
mean, for us, it's also practical because we don't live alone. So
Oh, I
we
see.
can't be
Mhm.
as much as we would love
I mean,
to. We
fuck
can't.
the roommates and the.
No, but
Fuck
also
'em
like
all.
when we have been alone, yeah, I'm just not loud in general.
You think it's your years of secret masturbation?
I think so.
Yeah.
And it's just like I'm like, oh, I have to be quiet. You know?
Yeah.
But like it's like he knows, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm not like,
We could feel it.
yeah. And then I'm also like not like doing like the porn star, like, oh my god.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
definitely. I do that. Actually, I don't. I've mastered the art of faking an orgasm. I'm very good at it.
I feel like some women are just kind of like they're like really good at it, and that's just sad to me. Like, you know, that they don't have like a person that can actually fulfill like an orgasm like that.
I would sense. Yeah, I do feel bad for some.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I burped again. Excuse me.
It's okay.
For me, I don't know where it went wrong. I'm not really interested in orgasming ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it might be because I never masturbated, so then it's like I don't really know what I'm missing, so I don't need to do it. But like with Jordan, I have with a vibrator,
Uh-huh.
but I felt this intense feeling of disgust. With
Was it
my-
like shame or like you feel dirty?
I don't know. It was, I guess, dirty. Yeah.
Did you squirt? Or like,
No.
Okay.
It wasn't dirty like physically I am dirty. It's dirty as in like, I just didn't like doing that. Like in the moment, right, when the mouth is like trailing down, you're like, oh my God, this is the time I'm going to try my hardest to like come.
Uh-huh.
But then, sorry.
You're good, don't worry.
But then, I don't want to. I feel like my clitoris like hides itself.
Oh, is it like a hooded kind of clit?
Maybe. I don't know what a non-hooded clit is like. So
I mean, for me, it's kind of unhooded.
shut up.
Like, it's kind of out in the open, so it's like, for me, I'm like pretty sensitive. Like,
You have like a large.
yes, sadly. Well, not sadly. I guess you could look at it both like you're like, oh, that's cool. To like, well, for me, it's like, oh my God, it's so inconvenient. Because like, you know, if I'm like sitting a certain way, then my underwear is gonna be pressed up against it.
That's
And-
nice.
yeah, and it feels nice, but then it's also impractical if you're like doing something that you need to, right?
No. No.
I mean, with my career, that is very
That's true.
that is
You might fuck around and end up like a pedo.
yeah.
That
no.
happens.
I would definitely
Not around
lose
kids.
my career. I would definitely be on the registry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You do have to be cautious.
yeah. That's why I'm saying, like, for me, it's an inconvenience, right? But outside of the career aspect, it's fine. I can live with it.
One time I was having lunch with my grandpa who had cancer.
Aw.
Don't there's no sympathy needed.
No,
it's not
but,
that
like,
kind of
I
podcast.
sympathize because my grandpa also had cancer. You know?
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
why I'm like, oh, like I know, like
All
I
for you.
understand, right?
I wasn't close to him.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind.
Yeah, just like my mom, I don't really have family ties. The only person I care about is really like my dad.
Okay.
But he had cancer. Then his best friend who was coming over, because like it was cancer that was not curable, so like everybody kind of knew he was dying. So we frequently had visitors.
Was it like brain or lung?
It was, I don't even remember.
Mm.
I have no idea.
Yeah, my grandpa, he had prostate, so
Maybe it was like something blood.
Oh, like leukemia?
Oh, is that what that is? I don't know. I'm not going to speak on it. It wasn't leukemia. It was some weird long name thing with like a 95% mortality rate.
Mm.
And they caught it in stage 4. It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. Once it's like stage 4, like that's kind of like the end game.
Yeah. So it was him, his best friend who's also old. They were like 70 something. And then I think my grandma was at the table with us. I was just sitting, right? I was eating. But then my nipple rubbed against the edge of the table. And then I was like, what's going on around here? There's a little bit of sensations in the air right now. And I thought it was so fun. It's so fun to be thinking about something sexual when you're not in a sexual place, I think. Mm-hmm. You could also, again, use the word perverted. But please.
Yeah.
It's natural. I couldn't help that my nipple just so happened to rub against the edge of the table and that I just so happened to replicate it 5 different times in that same lunch. I can't.
No, for me, like, so my partner, he's been in this specific vehicle. So we like to call it the Blythe car because it's a big Chevy Suburban, right?
Okay.
So it's not old, but it's like I would say like early 2000s kind of model. Mm-hmm. One time I was like driving in this car. My mom was driving, and I was in the back seat. And like the thing with this car is like, or my specific Suburban, is that like it kind of like bumps a little bit. Mm-hmm. And so because my clit is kind of exposed, it was like kind of like a vibrating thing. And I was like,
Yep. And you enjoyed that car ride a lot.
Yeah, I did enjoy it until the tire popped and we were kind of stranded, like maybe an hour away from Palm Springs.
That would ruin the mood.
Yeah, it did ruin the mood.
But it's just so much fun to be like secretly horny whilst the rest of the world is going about their business.
Yeah, it's just like, it's like, hey, it's my hidden little secret.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else we want to talk about? I feel like we covered size kink. I don't know if there's, you could argue that there's like the whole like evolutionary aspect to it when it comes to being wanted to be thrown around by a man. Did I say that right? Yes. Like the man being bigger than you, it's like, I will keep you safe, I will protect, and then the woman is so small and fragile and whatever.
It's like lizard brain,
Yeah. But, it's kind of boring, and that's not even what attracted you to it. What's attracted to you is probably just feeling fulfilled.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I just like to be, like, I don't want to be stuffed. Like, I don't want to use the word stuff, but it's like, I want to be, like, filled to the brim, if that makes sense. Like, because to me, it feels like, oh my gosh, like, I'm feeling, like, full of love. Something like that. And that's what's satisfying to me.
Well, have you ever seen Nymphomaniac?
Yes.
Yeah. Nymphomaniac is Jordan's favorite film, actually, when we go into spicy. I don't know about her. I think it might be her real one. Jordan is quite a horny devil, that one. Yes, you wouldn't expect it because she's so quiet. But anyway, did you see that? Do you remember that scene when she's like, fill all my holes? And it's like her husband cannot keep up with her sexual... Is that...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my partner definitely can, right? But he's always like, you're scary.
Yeah. So how many times, like I asked Elsie a while back, how many times do you think you'd like to have sex?
A week or daily? Or
Either.
Just in general, like what I think? I would say daily.
Just once daily?
I guess whatever I feel up to. Because sometimes, like for us, we do like multiple rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I just burped. But
it's okay.
Sometimes we'll do multiple rounds in a day. But there's also been a time where like we didn't have sex in like 3 weeks.
Oh.
Yeah. One week was because I was on my my
period. Yeah.
My period. Then like our schedules didn't line up. Like this was at the time where he worked with us, right? Mm-hmm. So like our schedules just never aligned. Mm-hmm. And so it was kind of impractical.
I see.
And then once we finally met up, it was just like all bars gone. Like we just had a great time. We went at it. It's like,
Naturally, it needed to happen, I'd say.
mhm.
Okay, so daily.
Mm.
I was revisiting that the other day. And I remember the best man, because Jordan and I are separate.
Uh-huh.
So when I think of sex, I think of men. So we're going to go with the best man that I ever had sex with. I would say I would probably have sex with him at least once a day.
Okay.
I'm amending my statement prior. Because if it's good sex, which I've rarely ever had, but just with the one guy, his name was Nate, it'd be once a day or if not more.
Mhm.
That was nice.
Yeah.
And
then,
I
like,
didn't come either.
Oh,
So
wow. So he must have been like really good then.
It
for
was
you to
just,
keep
like,
on it consistently.
mental sex.
Uh-huh.
Like, not for him, probably, but for me. That was the guy that I, like, bit so hard that he bled, and he, me, and, like, we just explored a lot of pain.
Oh.
And that's what I like. But nobody has ever challenged me in that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, with my partner, like, he's just, like, constantly, like, you could tell he's very, like, emotionally connected during sex, and I think that's, like, something that appeals a lot to me. It's, like, I feel like in my past partners, it's not so, I'd never had really an emotional connection with them. The first time I was like, okay, I'm just here to lose my virginity, all right, bye. Like, you know, it was kind of like a no strings attached kind of thing, and I was just like, okay, I'm down. Like, at the time, I was very, like, my emotions were not really connected to people. Like, I was just kind of like, all right, like, I separated definitely, like, physical and emotions. So to me, like, my first time, I was like, whatever, right? We only had sex twice.
How long were you together?
We were never together. It was just,
Oh, just, okay.
yeah, it was just like, whatever, right?
Okay.
I was like, you know, I kind of want to lose my virginity. He's like, oh, okay, like, you want to? And I was like, okay.
To my 4-inch dick?
Mm-hmm.
3-inch?
He was like 2, I think, 2.5.
Poor man. It's okay.
Yeah.
He'll find his niche. Somebody will love that dick.
Someone will. But, yeah, second guy, he was just, like I said, a film major. It's pretentious. Like, you know, it's a relationship's not meant to be if, like, in the first couple of weeks you're starting to get annoyed by him. And I was like, maybe he'll get better. Maybe I can change him. And then, like, yeah, the relationship only lasted, like, 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was my first real relationship, which is, like, around 3 months, right? But now I've been with my current partner, and, yeah, we were, like, never felt anything like that. Like, what I feel for him. Like, he's, like, the only thing that I feel like, oh, my God, this is, like, somebody I want to be with forever, and things like that. Like, you know, like, we've never had any arguments, right? And I know that's cheesy to say. Like,
No, it makes sense.
Of course you argue, right?
Yeah.
But there's a difference between arguing and disagreeing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for us, it's like, we're not, like, arguing all the time. We're just like, okay, you don't agree? Okay, let's, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, agree to disagree. And we're never, like, held up on it. We just kind of move on. I think that's the way it should be. Like, you know, like you shouldn't, like, argue constantly with your partner. Yeah, so.
Not to say there's anything wrong with that. It's just, I have the same thing with Jordan where it's, we never really, like, argue. And I don't yell ever. Not even, like, and I've had, like, pretty high stress jobs, not just the one that we've had together, but also, like, I'm a ref. So, like, you'd think that yelling is innate. But I have a pretty good temper, so I would never yell. But also, we just don't argue like that. Yeah.
You see, I have a short temper. I'm an Aries.
Oh, I see.
Like, total fire sign.
Head first.
I'm always, like, yelling at people, but never with him. I'm always, like, soft and, like, gentle with him.
That's nice.
And I like that. Like, he, like, brings out that softer side of me.
Cute.
I
So
know.
cute.
It's just the Scorpio in him.
You're a Scorpio?
Yeah.
I'm a Scorpio. Sex. Not us having sex.
Yeah, no.
Don't get it twisted.
Oh,
I
no.
just meant that sex is what's associated with the Scorpio.
She's gonna literally kill me.
Yeah, it's like the both of us kind of, like, agreed. We're like, we wouldn't want a third person in this. Because, like, when we were watching your episodes, right, we're thinking, like, a third? No. That's not something we're into. Like, you know, like, we're kind of into ourselves. So, like, no open relationships. Things like that. We're just like, no, we're just, like, all about each other.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with, like, an open relationship.
no,
right?
no,
It's just
I
not for us.
It's just not us.
Yeah.
I don't think Jordan and I would ever... If Jordan and I frequently talk about the fact that, especially in the beginning of our relationship, we had this running joke, and we still do. If I brought her out right now and I just randomly mentioned it, she would go along with it. Where one of us was eventually going to get sex change surgery just because, so that we could have a dick in the relationship. But she kept on wanting it to be me, so I was like, fuck you. I know how to work the dick. Like, you get the dick, and you will reap the benefits. Like, so we can never agree. Also, I don't know if you have to take hormones in order to get a dick, and, like, that's just unnecessary.
I don't believe so. I think the hormones are mostly to redistribute how your body fat sits. And then for the surgery itself, I think they use, like, I know for sure they use, like, the skin in your mouth.
Oh.
They use the inner part, like, of your cheeks to fill that skin, like, that missing part, because your mouth is used to being in a moist setting. And, you know, like, when you have a dick, it's kind of, or, like, not a dick, but, like, your pelvis, your genitalia is kind of musty.
Yeah.
Yeah, not in a bad way, but, you know, there's that kind of, like, moisture in there. So they use that skin because of because of, like, the environment that skin will be in. Don't ask me why I know this.
No.
Like, so here's the thing about me. Since I have the ADHD, I like to learn a lot. So I go down deep rabbit holes in YouTube. So much so that it concerns my partner a lot.
A little bit. She tells me random shit all the time. I'm
That's
like,
fun.
Do you know this?
It's just fun. That's fun.
It's like, I love watching true crime documentaries and then watching, like, I don't know, like, reconstruction surgery, like, in the neck, you know.
That's fun. Wow. Maybe I won't. I won't get a dick. I can't. How big will it be? Do I get to decide that? There's a lot of questions that go into it. And I don't want a dick.
Yeah.
It's artificial, maybe?
You could. There is such a thing as an inflatable one, but the downside to that is you don't feel anything, right? It's like
yeah, I don't need another motherfucking strap on. You already watched the episode. I wouldn't be good at fucking anyway.
Yeah. But I know for sure if you were to get, like, the surgery where they take the inner parts of your cheek, more, like, I think the majority of them are just end up being micro penises, like 2 max.
Oh, yeah, see, I'm half black, so, like, I would deserve a bigger dick.
I mean, me too. If I was to get a dick, I don't want to get a micro penis.
I don't want no chode or no shit like that. Give me a monster, bruh.
Especially me, like, I want a monster.
I want to go up and down, stroke it like such. Up and down.
It's like, anyway. I want to have something going on for me.
So, what I've gathered is neither one of us are getting a dick anytime soon.
No, not at all.
And that you're supporting Jordan getting a dick for me.
I would support it, yes.
Okay.
I'm endorsing it currently.
I'm going to play it back to her. We'll see. I'll let you know on what she decides. Then I think we're at a wrap.
Yeah.
Okay, so your rate for size kink?
10 out of 10.
10, yeah. I would hope. Motherfuckers up on here not rating their shit as a 10. Like, damn.
Yeah, like, wait, what do you mean? Like, you came up here and you decided this kink. Like,
yeah, like, especially Elsie. I was like, bitch, you told me that this is... Anyway, doesn't matter. Love you, Elsie, if you're watching. My rate for... Well, I had a horrible experience. Left me in bruises. He didn't even come. That's just a...
Maybe you should invest in a bad dragon dildo. Like...
I know, but I don't masturbate.
No, but I know you don't masturbate. But my partner, what he does is, like, he sometimes uses it on me. And that, to me, is, like, great because it's, like, somebody else is giving control. And it also satisfies him because he can actually he can reap the benefits of seeing me, like, squirt.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
So you think I should use it on... I don't know if Jordan would be up for that.
But then again, bad dragons are kind of expensive, but you have to be careful.
Get the flops.
Get the flops. Yeah. The flops are literally, like... They will put a flop up, which is like something that didn't pass the quality, like, because they are all about quality, right? A flop could be as simple as, oh, there's like a little cut on the edge.
Okay.
Because they have like such a high standard for like their quality, and then immediately just because of that little nick, it's like $20 off.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, definitely for sure. If anybody is going to look up Bad Dragon, use the real size scale. Calculator.
Okay.
Like they use, like you put a credit card to fit the gauge, right? And that will show you how large the toy is actually going to be. And for me, when I clicked small, it was like a 6-incher.
Okay.
Like without the base.
Okay.
Yeah, the base is like 2 inches.
Got you.
Yeah. Because it's like, you know, something for you to grip.
Yeah.
Right. And my medium, mind you, is like my forearm thick. Like from tip to base is that long, And I would say the thickest part is like my wrist.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the widest part. But yeah, if you want to look at the model that I'm talking about, like, you're more than welcome to.
I probably will.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show Jordan. I'll see if she's interested.
But yeah, definitely don't get a medium if it's your first time on that website.
I won't, because I can't feel anything if I decide to strap that bad boy on, and I'll just end up, it'll come out her mouth, because I won't feel shit.
Oh, but also, for that website, they have, like, the dick, like it's like a sleeve, if you will. Like, you put it on top. It's like sheath. There you go. They put it on top. You put it on your dick, so your tip is out. And then, like, the outer part has, like, the sheath of the
like
design.
a texture to it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then, like, you know, your head is still feeling the sensitive parts, right? But you're also giving the texture part to your partner.
Wow. Have you tried that?
No, not yet.
Should we?
Should we?
I'd say yeah.
Sorry,
I mean,
thinking
it's...
out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but also because of my bad dragon kink, like, you
Yeah.
know, like the size kink, I kind of actually transferred it onto him.
Yeah.
So.
That's naturally what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Rate... My rate for... Okay, so my rate for size is like a fucking 1.
I'm sorry.
I'm also, if we're going size kink in the traditional sense, I'm pretty like middle everything. I'm mid height, I'm mid body weight, I'm mid just, I have like C cups, like I'm just mid of the road.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't really know how I would fit into like having a larger man. Like I'd have to get like an actual like fucking muscly man or a scrawny man. And with the scrawny man, we know that's a no-go.
No. Like, you see, for like that, I'm like petite, I'm 5'2".
Mm-hmm.
Right? I am heavy, so, like, you know, I'm overweight, right?
Okay.
But me too, like before any partner I've had, right? I've envisioned like maybe someone who's like 6'2", like built, right, to kind of toss me around. That was before like the penis size, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now I'm just like, it's all about penis.
Yeah. When I think you've graduated to the next step
Yes.
of the size kink.
The important stuff.
I don't really care about the size of a dick, to be honest. I'm mostly into giving head, and so
I get too tired for that.
no, I'm like I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
But the larger the dick, the more likely I am to puke, as you've heard. So
Yes. I was like, you're a champ though for sticking that out.
thank you.
I don't know, me too. I would have like ran out the door.
No, I swallowed that shit. That's not the first time that's happened to me either. I've done it multiple times with multiple... Even a 4-incher. A 4-incher, because he was a head pusher, caused me to puke. But also I had taken, like, numerous pills that day.
Wow.
So I was in a recreational drugs kind of mood. So maybe it was that.
Mm-hmm.
But...
Head pushers are, like, a no-go for me. Like hair grippers?
Hair gripper's fine.
Perfect, if even. Right? But, like, pushing someone down? Yeah, no.
No. Mm-mm. Sit back and enjoy my technique, son, because it's going to be better than what you think you're getting.
It's like, I know what I'm doing, okay?
Yeah. Rate for being on this podcast.
10 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Like,
Rate for listening to it.
10.
10. Oh my god, I love getting my 10s.
Yes.
I'm having fun listening.
Good. And then you're going to re-listen to it when it comes out, right?
Yep.
Okay, good.
I
Okay.
For every episode.
I think you will. You'll be able to hear like a little voice.
It's like I'm all the way over here.
You will. You have that deep baritone voice,
Yes.
as they say.
Well, here's something.
It was actually like his voice that I was kind of attracted to, too.
Yeah, deeper voice.
Yeah,
bigger
like,
dick.
so for context, our work was like, he was like in a department where he was like in freezers and like refrigerators, right? And so when I saw him, like for the freezers, it's like minus, how much did you say? Like 12-ish?
Like -10.
Minus 10, right? So you have to wear a snowsuit basically when you go in for like an extended period of time. And I saw him with like the large puffy jacket and he was like, and I was like,
You're kind of looking a little big
looking
there. What's up?
yeah.
Okay.
I never
Then
told you that, huh?
No.
Yeah, it would have.
You told me about the freezer. You didn't tell me about the jacket part.
the puffy jacket is... So what I'm hearing
big
is
part.
you need to invest in a puffy jacket and bring that in the bedroom.
I would if our weather was any colder, but
Just make your room cold and do it. Like, what is... She's telling you that she's going to get off extra good. Like, just get it. I don't understand.
you're right. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
We'll
Then-
go jacket shopping now.
Good.
Let's go to Ross.
I shall say goodbye last. So you shall say goodbye first.
All right, goodbye, everybody. I hope you
Goodbye.
enjoyed.
You say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Okay,
Bye.
goodbye.